Greetings folks, Jason from Ishibashi Music Shibuya in Tokyo here today. I have a very cool moment in time that I'm so excited about. You guys hear me say I'm excited all the time, but this is truly for me a very personally exciting moment. If you were keeping up with my NAMM videos, you would have seen my interview with John Cruz, Fender Master Builder.
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. It's so good to see you.
You too.
John is an incredible builder and a really lovely human being. And he built 60 guitars, or he's actually still in the process of building 60 guitars as the Gary Moore Stratocaster reissue instrument. So it's a replica of his guitar. And today we received ours, and I'm going to do an unboxing of this guitar. So let's get into it right now. Have a look inside of here at this case. This thing looks heavy, so let's see how we go trying to get this out of the box directly. Go muscles! Oh my God. Now look at that. That is a serious tribute to the man. So Gary was born in 1952. He passed unfortunately in 2011. As I said, it's just hit 6 years in February just gone. This is the classic Gary Moore logo from when he was most famous using this guitar, the Victims of the Future album, which was from 1983, if I'm not mistaken, 84, 83. And also this was also the way that they did his logo on the Live in Japan album, which was from 1983. Very, very famous live Gary Moore album, which I gave John a copy of that on vinyl, Japanese print, when I was over at NAMM.
With that guitar.
You with that guitar?
With that guitar right there.
That's for you, my friend.
Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means to me.
On the back of the case, damn, this thing's heavy. Back of the case, we just simply have Gary's name written. Now, quick quiz for those of you out there, and just be honest in the comments down below as to whether you got this right. Which album is that particular logo from? Anybody? 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 The answer is... Let's crack her open and have a look inside. The staff are excited to see what's going on here.
Gary Moore?
Yes, Gary Moore. All right, I'll tilt this camera down and let's have a look inside and see what we've got. Here is the guitar. Now, John told me that he included 2 straps with this guitar. This is the strap that Gary used later during the Wild Frontier tour. He brought this guitar back out of hibernation and started using it again, and that was the strap that he used then. I already finished the video for this Gary Moore guitar, but I just had a chat on the phone with John Cruz and got some extra information for you. So all of this stuff, which is in black and white, is going to be the additional information. This particular one that we have here is JC3061. That is our serial number there. The serial number that's on the headstock is the sequence number. So JC for John Cruz 3061 is just a sequence number. It's not every single guitar that John's ever built in the custom shop, but it's just a sequence number so he knows where he's up to in runs of building. And our serial number on the back of the guitar is 55108. The serial number on the back plate of the guitar is Gary's actual serial number of his original 1961 Stratocaster. Now, there is what all guitar players love, which is a little pouch of goodies. I'm not going to open this. That is for the honor of the customer who buys the guitar. As what the Japanese call fuzokuhin, which we all call case candy, the thing that was inside of the black envelope is actually the custom shop certificate, which is inside of a leather binder. Now, once again, I didn't open that out of respect for whoever's going to buy it because it's a sealed thing right now, but that's what's inside of there. I should really leave that closed. Now, here we go. There is here Gary Moore Blues for Jimmy, which is a special CD that comes with the guitar. There is the second guitar strap. The staff just can't contain themselves, they're too excited. This is the other strap that comes with the guitar. Now, this is a Fender Custom Shop strap, I should say, which is going back to the era of the Live in Japan album from '83. This is the type of strap that he was using back in his rock days. Before Gary Moore was a blues artist, he was a rock artist, and that's when I fell in love with Gary. I'll tell that story shortly. Also in here we have original strap buttons to be able to put on there, which I can see here are actually aged. There's a ashtray cover for going on top of the bridge. There is the tremolo arm. There is a back plate. Is there not a back plate on here now? Oh, look at that. How cool is that? So there's a back plate to go on there if you want it, and there's some other bits and pieces inside of there as well, which include a warranty card, I believe a Fender sticker, and then inside of this bag here, I can't quite see it properly without taking it out. Let's have a look and see what this is. Ah, this extra springs maybe. Inside of the package somewhere in one of the envelopes or something, there's actually a genuine Gary Moore guitar pick that's one of his own personal picks from back in the day. Graham still has some. Graham Lilly was Gary's guitar tech, and Graham Lilly and John Cruz had spoken about this whole project, and Graham sent John 60 guitar picks at John's request to be able to put one in with each guitar in the package. So that's actually in there, a genuine Gary Moore guitar pick. And then inside of the cylinder here, there is obviously a poster of sorts. Here we go, and it's the right way around, thankfully. There you go, Gary Moore limited edition 61 Stratocaster Fender Custom Shop. The beautiful fingerboard that's on this guitar. John told me that he tried so hard to match the grain exactly as Gary's guitar was, because it's a slab board from 61. What he actually used on the guitar is African blackwood, hence why it's got such a beautiful dark grain. There's little bits of brown. It almost looks like ebony on that fingerboard. It's such a beautiful, beautiful fingerboard on that guitar. What I am going to do is test that monster of a guitar out right now. The story about my love for Gary Moore comes from I was 13 years old. I'd been playing guitar for about 6 months or so. I was sitting on an orange bean bag, if you know what a bean bag is, holding my guitar. I was watching a show on the ABC, which those of you from Australia who are old enough would remember, a show called Beatbox. So we're talking 1985 here. And on comes this song, and as soon as I heard the intro, I was like, wow, what's that? Because I play keyboards as well, as most of you know. And on comes Gary and Phil Lynott. And then Phil Lynott starts singing, and 13-year-old me is just mind blown as to this awesome rock and guitar intro. And then Gary comes in with his rhythm guitar. And I'm like, yeah! There's this rock and roll attitude. The keyboards are all happening and really cool, because Neil Carter was doing some cool stuff, although I don't know if he programmed the keys that were on there. Then Gary and Phil start doing the harmonies on this bit. And I'm just like, wow. So this has absolutely got me so hooked by this time. And then up comes this beautiful bridge part. Obviously starts in with the lead part one more time. Now, this is the section where it zooms out and zooms in, and they attach the cameras to the guitars. This blew my mind. Not enough frets on this guitar to do that part. I didn't think about that. I mean, he used an Ibanez on that video, not this. But the point is, Gary had such an impact on me that I was just completely hooked. Everything after this point for me was Gary Moore. Everyone was going nuts on Eddie Van Halen and Yngwie Malmsteen, and Steve Vai was getting out there and Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page, but me, it was Gary Moore. So I went back and started buying older Gary Moore albums, and when I got to Victims of the Future, that was it. I just fell in love. I mean, you got such great riffs to the song Victims of the Future, the title track. Hell, I fell in love with Teenage Idol. I used to play Teenage Idol in my bedroom to no end. No, I can't remember it now, oh well. But Murder in the Skies, what a song. And the song that was my absolute favourite off the album is his cover of the old Yardbirds song called Shapes of Things to Come, which he changed the name, shortened down to Shapes of Things. Here's a tribute from me for that song because I'm playing this particular guitar. However, I will say as a quick disclaimer, 4 or 5 years ago I was shredding like a monster. Nowadays, as you all know, I do so many videos, I don't have time to practice, so honestly I don't play like I used to, but please be kind in your comments. I'm just going to do my best to throw it out there and give this one a go. Fingers crossed, here we go. She's a little rough, but hey, I gave it a hit. What a song. And then Gary goes through all the beautiful stuff with her. Point is, there's a lot of great guitar players in history. For me, Gary Moore was my god. This is the Replica Gary Moore guitar. It's an absolute stunner. I mean, John has done the most amazing job on this thing. He actually showed me the prototype. If you check out the little thing I've got up in the top corner here of the YouTube video, you'll be able to go and see the interview with John. I'll even tag that on the end as well. There will be a subscribe button. I thank you very much for watching this video. Whoever owns this particular guitar is a very, 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 very lucky son of a bitch, and I'm going to be so jealous because I wish this was mine. Unfortunately, it isn't meant to be. But Gary Moore, I can't thank him enough. If anybody from Gary Moore's family ever sees this video, please know Gary's influence on me as a guitar player. He's the guy who made me want to play fast and pick fast and dig in and play every note. That's all because of Gary Moore. I mean, he just taught me all that and made me fall in love with the guitar. Like, he literally is the guy who set me on fire with the instrument. So Gary Moore, wherever you are, I can't thank you enough, sir. So chances are this guitar is going to be sold before this video even gets out there and hits the streets, so to speak. We've got a big, big list of Japanese customers who want this guitar because there's only 60 in the world. This is the only one that Ishibashi is getting. So whoever ends up with this guitar, you're a very lucky person. Congratulations. I'm very happy and jealous of the fact that you have this. But I didn't present this out of disrespect for whoever owns the guitar. I just wanted to let the world at large see this instrument. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and for sharing my love of Gary Moore. And if you're not already a Gary Moore fan, I hope a little bit of this inspires you to go out and get some records, because man, he was cool. Not just the blues stuff. The things that got me was the 80s albums: Corridors of Power, Victims of the Future, Run for Cover, Wild Frontier, and After the War. Those 5 albums are when he was at his most rock, and man, those albums just blew my mind. Gary Moore guitar, John Cruz, you're a legend. Thank you, folks. Rock on.